Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the concession stand here on the KB Radio Network. I am your host, Kevin Reed, and this is the review of the latest supernatural horror film coming to us from the good folks over at A24. It is Bring Her Back, and this film is directed by Danny and Michael Philippa, and these are the two young gentlemen. Of course, they're brothers who started off on YouTube and got the chance to direct their films, and they directed last year's was it last year, Talk to Me, which was a big surprise to a lot of people, including me, as a really well-made horror film. And so I was excited to see their next project, and here it is with Bring Her Back. In this plot, after the death of their father, a brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother. That foster mother is played by the great Sally Hawkins. And this movie is not a horror movie to me. It is more of a psychological, supernatural thriller. It is nothing really scary. Now, are there disturbing scenes in here? Oh, yes. There are scenes in here that if you're eating, you probably want to put whatever it is you're eating down until after certain scenes have passed, because I had to do that. And normally stuff don't bother me like that, but it bothered me for this movie. And I was dead smack in the middle of eating, and a scene popped up where I was like, "Oh my god!" I mean, I just couldn't, I couldn't finish. I couldn't finish what I was eating. It was that disturbing, and they have quite a, I wouldn't say a few, but there are a couple of scenes in here that are just as disturbing, image wise. Now, as far as jump scares and your typical tropes that we find in modern day horror films, that's not there. This is very psychological. This movie really dives into loss and, grief, things of that nature, and it does a good job of telling that story, I guess you could say. But as far as telling a story about this horror element or these demons or whatever, that's not what this movie is about. And if you enjoy Talk to Me, I think you will enjoy Bring Her Back, because that's the style of filmmaking is still there. These two brothers, these guys are great. I mean, give them whatever they want to make, give them a chance to make it. These are some really good filmmakers. The direction in this movie is phenomenal. One time, you watch Talk to Me and you're like, okay, they got lucky, you know. But after the second time and you knock out a pretty good base hit again, I would say, hey, these guys got it. I don't know what it is, but they got it. They are really good filmmakers as far as working with actors, being able to get the performances that they get out of their actors, as they have shown in their last two films, is phenomenal. The cinematography here is phenomenal. The mood, the tone it is eerie. It is very, very eerie. Like I said, it's not horror. And when I say horror, I'm really trying to categorize it. When I say horror, I guess you can constitute it as a horror, but it's not like Final Destination horror film. It's not like Scream or I Know What You Did Last Summer type horror film. This is more psychological. It's more of a mystery, more of this slow burn that doesn't really move slow. It's not a dragged out film. It's paced fairly well. How we build up to this tension that ultimately happens at the end of the film is all earned. So, like I said, these filmmakers did a phenomenal job at that. I mentioned the acting, them being able to draw great performances out of their actors and actresses that they've worked with so far. Sally Hawkins, I mean, it goes without saying, she is a multiple uh, Academy Award and Golden Globe Award nominee. I don't know if she won. Did she win for The Shape of Water? I'm not 100% certain, but I know she was nominated. But that's beside the point. Either way, she is phenomenal, and she is phenomenal again in this movie. She plays the foster mother, and what a disturbing character. You ever meet somebody for the first time and they're just overly nice, and they're so nice to the point you're like, something's wrong with that person? There's no way this person is that nice. You just automatically don't trust them. And that's who this character is. But at the same time, you get mother vibes off of her, where you kind of like, you're more or less on the fence than you are hot or cold with her. And she plays it well. And she has some scenes, especially on the latter half of this film, that is like gut gut wrenching, as far as disturbing, not scary, but eerie and creepy and just downright disturbing. I mean, that's the only way I can describe only way can describe it, man. She is phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. The young actors, or actor and actress who plays brother and sister here, Andy and Piper, I thought did great. They also did a phenomenal job acting alongside Sally Hawkins. And the actress, I think her name is Sarah Wong. She plays a blind character. I think in real life she's blind in one eye, but in the film she's blind in both eyes. If I've read it correctly, I'm not 100% certain, but either way, she's a little blind. She's blind in a sense, no matter how you slice it, whether it's in a movie or real life. Man, to say that she can't see, she can act. She can act. Boy, what a good job. I mean, great job. When the character first popped up on screen, you're like, okay, all right. I mean, what can she do? What can she do? She can't see. And throughout the film, at least at the first half of the film, she's constantly asked about her walking stick, for assistance to walk. And she is shooing it away like, no, I don't want it, and to see her move around and showing how independently strong that she is, which was kind of a plant. I don't know if it was done on purpose or not. If it was done on purpose, kudos, man, because they had me fooled. That paid off at the end, where she's this strong person and it's believable. It's not like all of a sudden she turned into Matt Murdock, Daredevil, or something like that. That she's blind and she's able to ward off these assailants and all this other good stuff, doing parkour off of walls. No, it wasn't none of that, but it was very believable how she reacted in certain moments, and greatly appreciated the film for that. There's another actor who plays Oliver here, and all of his scenes are disturbing. I'm really not going to get in depth with his character, but he did good. The actor who played him did great. Just every scene he was in was disturbing. Every single one. You almost had to turn your head. It's one of those, like, kind of tilt your head to the side. You're not really, you know, covering your eyes or nothing like that, but you're kind of like shifting your head to the side just in the event something completely grossed out or disgusting happens. So like I said, this was a new thing for me. I've been watching horror movies as long as I can remember, and I've never had that feeling, man, until I watched this movie. But I'm gonna count it as a good thing. I'm not gonna say that's a negative, because I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. My only negative with the film is the fact that it's such a small film. With a small cast, one or two different locations. This isn't a big shoot here. This isn't a $90, $120 million blockbuster film that they made here. This is more along the lines of maybe a 10, maybe 20 if you're lucky. I don't know the budget of it, but I know it has to be small. But I think because of that, it's so contained that it's almost it's almost unbelievable. It's almost to the point where, like, look, somebody got to know something here. Somebody got to look at this woman and wonder what's up with her. Go check in on her or something. And I'm talking about the character that Sally Hawkins played. Um, she's just too suspicious, and and you can't just let a woman like that or any person like that run free, because it's got to be a little something there. But the movie's being so small, in situations where you would call for help or go get help, that wasn't done. And there was one scene where one of the characters go to get help, and he goes to get help somewhere that made no sense to me. If he was gonna go get help, go to the police. But he didn't go to the police. He went somewhere else. It was like, uh, I guess you would go there, but I would have went to the police. But that's just me. But aside from that, the movie was really good. Is it perfect? No. Is it what I was expecting? No. I really was expecting a horror movie. I know this is A24, but I was expecting uh kind of a possession type film, and I don't know. We got something different. It was that, but it wasn't that. But I'm not mad at that. It's just that that wasn't what I was expecting. But nonetheless, I did enjoy it at the end of the day. Bring Her Home gets a letter grade of a C. Yeah, it's pretty good. And that you know what I've been enjoying this year? We're what, halfway through it. We're almost halfway through 2025, and we've got some decent horror movies this year. Um, and still got a few more to go. We still have 28 not days, but 28 years later. We got I Know What You Did Last Summer still out there. I think we have another Frankenstein movie coming from oh God, I can't remember his name, but we got another one coming out. There are a few horror movies still yet to come. And man, I mean, we've got some good ones. I mean, Sinners. You want to count Sinners as a horror film? There you go. I'm encouraged, man. And then you can add Bring Her Home to the list. This has been a good year of horror. Hopefully, it continues. I would like to know, did you check out Bring Her Home, or are you planning on checking out Bring Her Home? Let me know your thoughts. Email the show, kbradiopodcast@gmail.com. You can also search for the show on all social media platforms. Just search for the KB Radio Network. Also, subscribe to the KB Radio Network channel on YouTube and like this video if you don't mind. Don't forget about the 5 stars, the reviews, and sharing this show if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you are currently listening to the concession stand here on the KB Radio Network. Everybody, thank you for joining me for this review of Bring Her Back. Want you all to know that I love you, continue to love everyone, and until we speak again, you all be blessed.